Hello, and welcome to the second episode of the Kamen Rider Spirit podcast. I'm Zach,
And this is Tay.
and today we're going to be talking about the 18th episode of Kamen Rider Wizard. To sum up the episode, basically, Beast is still around, and ran into a phantom that was stalking a artist who apparently is having some hard times getting his art down. Because of Wizard popping in and messing up all of Beast's plans on eating the phantom, they get into basically big fights the whole time until, like, some big plot stuff that we're going to be talking about happens. So I'm pretty sure one of the biggest points of the episode was the new Phantom. The new Phantom that
Yes.
came into play this episode.
Yeah, he appears and then gives Koyomi the what looks like to be the ground crystal for his dragon ground form, right?
Yeah, it looks that way.
My bad.
Seeing as it's definitely going to appear in the next episode, yeah, it's definitely that. But, yeah, he shows up and kind of skips around really fast all over the place.
I think he's pretty cute. I'm definitely looking forward to see what he looks like in his phantom form. And it's what the thing is, I'm really like wondering why he's giving the stone right to Koyomi, because he knows that that she's gonna give it to obviously Haruto, and he's gonna get the new form. The main thing I've realized after this episode and the past episode, it feels like the wise man is on purpose giving him these stones.
See, this is kind of an interesting bit that I was thinking about a whole lot, actually. I have a theory regarding the Wise Man, and actually the White Wizard in general, too. We kind of see them both in the same area, just kind of switching out now and then. And it probably has led a lot of people to think that he is, in fact, the White Wizard at the same time, but I don't think that's totally the case. See, what I think is...
thing.
Huh?
It's a possible thing, but yeah, go on.
What I think is happening is that, he's kind of two sides of, the same person. Like, there's a guy who, for whatever reason, got sort of torn between hope and complete despair. So, I don't know when this would actually have happened at all. They might go into it if this is the case, but he was split between the two and has now a weird duality kind of personality for him. For the despair part, of course, there's the Wise Man, who is supplying all of these rocks for Wizard for some reason. And then there is the White Wizard, who is the epitome of hope and everything, who is trying to fight against that evil side of him. So he makes all these wizards to fight against his lesser half, I'd say, and tries to keep himself under control, kind of at the mercy of the evil side of him.
So that's your theory on the matter? Because I have like a weird theory in my opinion that, but you know, it's these are obviously theories, and you know, it's pretty much a shot in the dark at this point because it's still pretty early in the season. But my theory is, well, because like appearances can be deceiving the White Wizard could either be good or bad, and at this point I'm not sure. But if we're going into a more negative stance, I was thinking that the White Wizard is actually bad. Maybe because it feels really weird because when we were watching the episode with he talks to the dragon inside him.
Yeah.
It seems like maybe I'm completely wrong and I took it the completely wrong way, but it feels like the dragon is saying Haruto is eventually going to fall into despair. And that something about using the power, it feels like, is like doing something using this power for a long period of time is gonna be really bad for him or something. This is what it feels like to me, because what the dragon said was kind of ominous, and the wise men and all these phantoms are giving him the stones, and maybe possibly this is a shot in the dark. The stone, the more power he uses and stuff like that, the more he's going to fall in despair himself eventually, or get sucked in or turn into a fan. I don't know. Something bad might happen by using all this power, possibly.
That also makes sense. Yeah.
Beast is a wizard too, right?
Yeah.
But he needs to eat mana, but Haruto doesn't. And it seems a little suspicious since he doesn't have to, and he's getting all this power, and there's kind of signs, it seems like, pointing to him that it's going to bite him back. But, like I said before, a shot in the dark can be completely wrong, Kamen Rider is unpredictable. It can be. Sometimes it's predictable, but, we don't know at this point.
That's a very good point, because when it comes to Beast, he does have a very clear kind of disadvantage to using his powers in the first place. And Haruto doesn't really have that. He uses up mana, of course, but using up the mana doesn't really do all that much to him, other than make him really tired and probably very hungry.
And
so
especially since he was part of that ritual.
Oh yeah, that's definitely another thing that kind of leads me to think that maybe there is a lot more to this than just he has the power now and everything like that. It's a very interesting thing that they are just kind of giving him the stones at this point, but I'm hoping that some more will come from it pretty soon.
Yeah, it's another thing was like you said, with the wise men and the White Wizard possibly being the same person. Who knows? Maybe they're just two different people related, or maybe they are the same person, or they're working together secretly. Was because the episode with the water stone, the wise man was laying in that bed, and he leaves the stone there, and then the little Caraberos,
the Cerberus.
Yeah. Leads Koyomi to the Waterstone to bring it back, which was on the bed the wise man was on, where he put it there, and the White Wizard's little Cerberus brought Koyomi there. And by the way, if I'm using both terms, it's because the Japanese call it Karabos, and then, the Western term is Cerberus. But yeah, anyways. So. Yeah.
It's understandable that it's a little bit confusing.
Yeah. But it's that's just one of those things that maybe it makes you think, like, could it be? Maybe we're just overthinking. It's a kid show, but, there's deep stuff in it sometimes.
Yeah. It's something that's very up in the air, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where they go with it.
Oh, definitely. You want to talk about Beast's origin story and his personality, what we figured out of him next?
Yes, one thing that we kind of got this episode was his backstory on how he got the Beast Belt in the first place. He was probably still is, an archaeologist, a college student archaeologist at least. Mm-hmm. And while doing some spelunking, he went down this cave and found the ring and wizard belt just kind of laying in this kind of tomb symbol that looked a lot like the beast magic symbol. Turns out that the beast was back from a time where technology and magic still worked together very close-knit and everything. The kind of theory that he himself was kind of like stuck in time and didn't really age or anything, that was a theory before this came up, by the way. That kind of got debunked this episode. From that point, a bunch of the lower string phantoms, what are they called again?
They always have names for those. I think they're ghouls.
Yeah, that's what they were. They were
Ghouls.
ghouls, yeah. At least I'm pretty sure. Anyways, they kind of just spawned out of nowhere, and Beast just kind of jumped into action and ate them all up. And that was basically his whole backstory. He got the belt, did a fight, and then kind of that was it. That's all we kind of learned about him, as far as his backstory went. He didn't really get a...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
He didn't really get a tortured past or a big bad thing happen to him, other than, needing to eat phantoms to survive and everything. He just kind of got the belt, and that was it.
It's funny because he acts like so nonchalant about like, if you don't feed me, you're gonna die, and he's just like, whatever. Also, it vaguely brings me back to Ryuki when they have to feed the contract beast. I mean, obviously it's not the same thing, but it just kind of like gives me a little bit of deja vu to Ryuki.
Honestly, it does for me too. It gives me that kind of feeling as well. It's interesting that they're going with this kind of thing again, and I'm wondering if it is kind of like a callback in a way to Ryuki in some sort. But
possibly, since I guess they both use dragons in red, and the Chimera is like one of the contract beasts. But it might be like a little like, hey, remember Ryuki, or like, I don't know, just a little like fan service something, or I don't know. It's one of those things.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Another thing that we kind of learn about Beast this week is that he's extremely gullible. Just if he actually lets you say whatever you're supposed to be saying,
Interrupt
he will
you.
fall for it immediately. It's like, see, about halfway through the episode, Medusa comes up and tells him that Wizard actually does need the phantoms to survive, and that one thing is for sure, even if everything else was a lie, that at some point there wouldn't be any more phantoms for him to actually eat. Now, half of that was a lie, but the phantoms not being there anymore would definitely be true. That's going to pose a problem at some point, but I'm pretty sure they'll find some way around it.
Oh, yeah, because he needs to feed to survive, and that is definitely going to be a problem for him. It's just funny, because it's weird that he would... Okay, like, yeah, one, like you said, like, the half-truth of it is there will be no more phantoms he can't feed, but it's also funny, because it's like, she's a phantom, and he is going to eventually want to... This sounds really sexual, and he wants to eventually eat her. But it's just funny because she technically is the enemy to him, and or the bigger threat, and yet he's listening to her, which I think is kind of like, Really?
Well, it has been shown so far, and it'll come up again at the end of the, like when we talk about the end of the episode, that Beast isn't a bad guy. He's just kind of an idiot.
Yeah, I think that's a lot. I mean, pretty much all, except maybe one, which I won't name names, Cough-Fies, all the secondary riders are usually just, like, dicks at first, and then, like, later they calm down and are pretty buddies, you know?
But he's not even being a dick, really. He's just kind of stupid.
Well, it's funny, because there's always some, like, in most Heisei riders, there's always either a big or a small conflict with the main and the second rider, in some way. Always, it seems like.
Yeah.
Maybe, there's always just at least some sort of conflict between them. There's never been a Kamen Rider where it's like, hey buddy, what's up? Oh, let's work together. Sure, there's definitely always a conflict somewhere where they're gonna fight or something, or clash at some point. And in a way, like, Haruto may not care, but Nito is still kind of, you know, like, weird about it. Like, I'm gonna be a rival.
Yeah, something that kind of occurred to me is that Nito's personality, aside from the whole eating things and mayonnaise and everything, he reminds me of a lot of Knuckles from Sonic. Because he is extremely stubborn, he's gullible, he is, like, he's just... Oh, and also he has this whole rival mentality, which is kind of all Knuckles' things. So he kind of comes off as the Knuckles of the series, if nothing else.
Oh, that is pretty funny. I was gonna try to make a pun out of it, but then I couldn't.
There's nothing there. I'm sorry, but
I was gonna be like, you should knock it off, but
no, nothing.
That doesn't work.
There's nothing, but unfortunately, there's nothing there. But he's just like, I'm hoping that we get some more character development soon, for him.
Definitely. I mean, it's only been like 2 episodes he's in only? 2 or 3?
2, well, counting the newest episode, which we'll be talking about, hopefully on actually Sunday this time, because I'm not going to be a dummy. But hopefully, we'll be going to be talking about the 3rd episode that he's in, on Sunday.
Okay, so yeah, it's only been 2, 3 at this point where we're at.
2 that we've talked about.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he will definitely. I mean, we have a Kamen Rider is usually about like 48 episodes, so we have at least like 30 more episodes to go through. So we should definitely have some development by then.
Before we talk about one of the more serious, not completely serious, but more serious than the next part, let's talk about how everyone calls him Mayonnaise.
Yes.
That's just the one thing that they just stuck on to instead of his actual name.
I'm so glad you actually reminded me to talk about this, because this is one of the things I definitely wanted to talk about, as stupid as it is. I think it's so funny. Then he hates it too, that's the best part.
He hates it, but it's like he acted like they didn't understand that mayonnaise was a thing and not him. It's like it was like Haruto called him mayonnaise, and he was like, "I'm not mayonnaise, I'm Nito. This is mayonnaise." And then Haruto said, "I know what mayonnaise is."
And then it's funny because like all the other people like totally catch on to it, because then Shunpei calls him mayonnaise too.
He's gonna be completely trapped with that as his nickname for the rest of the show, and it's gonna be amazing.
I really hope this gag keeps going on because I think this is one of my favorite ones where they just call him mayonnaise.
That being said, we kind of go on to the
Next
last
portion
part.
of the show?
No, the last part of the
Oh.
episode,
Oh,
in
okay.
which he confronts
Haruto?
Haruto
Yeah.
and the Phantom of the Week, who is this weird plant monster who
What is that?
I really don't know. He looks like a weird plant monster, and I don't know what his actual like mythological.
I found it. It's a Hydra.
He's
I
a
don't-
Hydra?
I don't understand, but it's a Hydra, or it's called Hydra.
Are
Yeah.
you sure?
Mhm.
Because
I just looked
dang,
it up right now. I just looked it up for us, and it is a Hydra.
that's weird. But okay. I'm glad that you know, because I wouldn't be able to guess in 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also, did we ever discuss that? Did we ever figure out what the last one was? Because did you say Manticore? Because
yeah.
you're right, it was a Manticore. I looked it up.
Yeah,
You're
we somebody confirmed that it was in fact the Manicore, because
Manticore? Okay.
um
So yeah,
point
this
is,
is a Hydra. I don't know, but it's a Hydra.
he confronts both of them and uses the Balfa ring for the first time so far. And
The what ring?
The Balfa, the buffalo
Oh, the
themed
buffalo.
one.
Okay.
Which I was wrong about last week. I said it was a bull, and it's actually... Yeah, my bad. I was wrong about a lot of
Did you
stuff.
say Ryu, buffalo, bull, same thing,
let's-
same difference?
Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, he confronts the two and basically goes, "Who can give me a better deal?" And is completely tricked by
Medusa?
Medusa. My
Yeah.
bad. At
It's
this
okay.
point, and is kind of on the edge of trying to fight Haruto completely, but mostly just wants an explanation from him. And when the Phantom of the Week actually tries to attack the Gate, the artist,
Yeah, the artist guy.
he stops him right in his tracks, basically saying, "Where do you think you're going? Who said that you could go after the Gate?" So it pretty much confirms that he's not completely bad, and he's actually really trying to protect the Gates because it is important. But he's just kind of wrapped up in his whole not really understanding anything at the moment thing. And it pretty much ends in all three of them clashing, and Nito saying, "Can somebody explain what's going on here?" For the most part.
I think that's pretty much how I feel.
It was a really good bit of character development for him, I think, in that, like, he does care that this guy is gonna be under attack and everything, but he cares a bit more about his whole deal, but not enough to get this guy in harm's way, I guess.
Yeah, maybe he's opening his eyes a little bit more. So it's a little early, but he's getting there.
Well, we'll have to see exactly where that goes when we talk about the next episode.
Yeah, also to add in it being a Hydra, I got really confused because I thought Hydras were the monsters with the multiple heads, and it looks like a reed.
I thought that the Phantom that was inside, who was it? It was a few episodes back.
Was it the
There was this kind of weird
The
big
kid?
tentacle monster, and I don't remember who it was, but I was pretty sure that was the Hydra. But I guess I'm wrong.
are you talking about the kid named Naoki? Naoki? Now
Maybe
Oh,
I
wait,
don't.
wait. Was it like the hand monster?
Yeah, the weird
Yeah.
hand monster. I thought
Monster
that
with multiple
was...
heads? No, apparently I can't pronounce it. Hold on. Okay, I'm actually looked up all the the monsters to see what they were exactly to, help our problem.
Yeah.
It's a Norse sea serpent. I don't want to say it because I'm going to pronounce it wrong.
Ugh.
I'm going to butcher this so bad, and I don't know pronunciation, but here I'll send you what its name is called.
Norse is a bit rough. Oh, jeez. Hell
Yeah,
no, I'm not
I
saying that. But,
I don't know how to pronounce that.
well, in that case, that's pretty interesting. We have had Norse mythology things so far, so I'm guessing they're just kind of pulling from everything at this point,
Yeah.
which is... I'm okay with that. I like all kinds of mythology.
We should save that name for the end because maybe one of the people who listen to this could tell us how it's pronounced or
Yeah.
something. We're gonna post the name at the in the description or somewhere
Uh,
to show you what that monster that was in that finger monster with the multiple heads was.
yeah. But, yeah, that pretty much covers most of the episode. And I guess that we're gonna move on to, the news bits. The news section of the podcast and everything. So I'll start off with, the news regarding, Go Busters, because why not? Apparently, there are, two, as far as I can see, kind of releases, like, movie, mini movies for Go Busters that will be coming out in June, long after the series actually ends. So kind of return movies for them. Which is odd, because even though it, doesn't get the kind of ratings that, would really justify it, it's getting it anyway. I haven't watched much of Go Busters yet, but it's an interesting thing that they're releasing two kind of movie things to go along with what happens after the story.
Do they usually do that with Sentai? I'm not really familiar with Sentai.
They don't do it usually. As far as from what I've heard, they've only done it about 4 times.
So the Go Rider movie wasn't.
I don't
in
think
the-
that really counts as it, but maybe. I'm not sure. But
Okay.
they've done it with 4 different series. I don't know which ones.
Completely blank when it comes to Sentai. Just completely. Very sorry, everyone.
That's fine. I'm just getting into it myself, but it's news that people should probably hear.
Yeah, definitely. I think the J Stag or the Beetle, the Beetle robot thing. I think he's really cool in Go Buster.
Yeah. Jay and jeez, I'm so bad at this.
It's
My
okay.
bad, everyone.
You haven't watched a lot of Go Busters.
Yeah. Never
So,
mind.
yeah.
Those two are
But
pretty
yeah,
good.
I like them. I
Yeah.
like those guys. We like those guys.
The Beetle guys. We'll get it down. Our bads, everyone. This
Yeah,
is...
we'll look it up later, whatever. So I guess next news is Kamen Rider Black is returning in HD remastered. So that's really exciting because Black was one of the most popular Showas, shows, and it's coming out in my Japanese. Let me read it. It says somewhere in February.
Yeah.
It just says February. Nigatsu. Yeah. So, watch out for Kamen Rider Black HD coming out. Maybe we'll get someone will sub it, and maybe over time we'll do that, or TV Nihon, whichever subgroup. Let's not get into a sub-war group.
Yeah. This is actually really exciting news for me because I wanted to bring this up really bad. But, this could mean re-releasing of a lot more Showa series, which is a thing that is really important, I feel, because in some cases, there just isn't good quality versions of a lot of series. In some cases, a lot of people can't get their hands on episodes of series at all. And it's just kind of hard for them to get everything that they need to sub these episodes. Like, a ton of the original Kamen Rider series isn't subbed yet. There's a few other ones that haven't been done yet.
Yeah, it's just Showa for Kamen Rider, I think.
Yeah. So, that kind of thing, it's a really important thing to have happening, because not only are we getting the HD remastered versions of it, but we're getting them at all. So it could mean that we get a lot better versions of the Showa Riders than we already have.
Yeah, definitely, because my rips of Amazon are lower quality, but I mean they're still watchable and stuff like that. So it'd be exciting to see maybe Amazon or the other show writers coming back in better, better remastered HD and stuff like that. It'd be really pretty to watch.
Definitely.
Yeah. Also, maybe this could mean that other old Toku shows might come back remastered, better quality, or something, possibly.
That could also be the case, and just kind of adds fuel to our saying that Toei was really pushing getting some older shows and Toku back into the public eye and everything.
Yeah.
From last week.
Yeah, I know this has nothing to do with Toei, but it does have to do with Toku in general. And I think I've said this a couple times, but I'm not sure. But I would really like to see more Ultraman.
More Ultraman would be really nice. I haven't started it myself, but I'm really interested.
I definitely watched Tiga, and I think that is subbed somewhere. And there's definitely DVDs because it came out dubbed in America a while ago. But a lot of the other regular Heisei, like Gaia and Cosmo and stuff like that, are not fully subbed. Even the Heisei. I mean, all of Heisei, pretty much most of Heisei Kamen Rider. Actually, I think all of it. Yeah, all of it is subbed. Agito has shitty subs, but it's pretty much all subbed. But like when it comes to Ultraman, there's very little subs of that, even in the Heisei area. So possibly crossing my fingers for future releases of that.
Definitely. The next bit of news on the list that we have right here is that the names of the new Sentai Kyoryuger, if that's how you pronounce it, their partner mechs, their names got revealed just recently, actually. And I'm pretty sure that I have most of these down. The red dinosaur mech thing is Gabutera, which I've been seeing a lot. Gabutera and a whole bunch of other Gaburu-related things are popping up a lot. I guess a lot of things just like Tyrannosauruses. Anyway, the blacks is Parasagan. Blue is Stegochi. That's more like it.
You get Stegachi. It's like Tamagotchi.
Yeah. The green is Zakotor, and pink is Drysera. They are all in fairly standard English on the back of their weird dinosaur battery things. And it's kind of interesting to see that they are going so interestingly with the names and everything, and hopefully we'll see some really cool stuff coming out of the talking robot dinosaurs when the actual show comes out.
Yeah, definitely. To be honest, I think you did a pretty good job of telling those names. It's harder to say when it's Romanji.
Yeah.
If it was in Takana, I could help you correct you, but it's in Romanji, and I'm not very sure myself.
Stagachi was the only one that really messed me up, but everything else I'm pretty sure that I got down pretty good.
Got down everything. Let's see. I think the next set of news is well, merchandising wise, there's Kamen Rider Wizard stereo headphones. So if anyone likes to buy merchandise or something, that'd be something to pick up. I think it's hold on. What's the deal with these headphones?
They are basically kind of foldable headphones. They're a kind of common brand for gimmicky brand headphones and everything.
So okay, it looks like they're just normal headphones with the Kamen Rider Wizard designs on them. I don't know if anyone cares about this, but they're 44 millimeters in diameter, and sensitivity is 110 3B. I have no idea what that means. 20k hertz, and it will be available, shipped out in May, and for 3,980 yen, for about $45 US. And recently, the yen to dollar ratio has been pretty sweet. So if you're thinking about picking it up, you should try to talk to a middleman and do that ASAP while the yen rate is really good right now.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go to the toy news. We have a couple figure arts that have been announced. It's kind of old news. It's been around this week.
It's not totally old news. It's stuff that got announced this and last week. All pretty cool stuff that got put out, I think.
So let's see, Warsgill, Iron Man Mark 6, War Machine, Kamen Rider Cyclone from the Kamen Rider double novel. If anyone wants to complete their collection, Kamen Rider Den-O liner form, and Kamen Rider Wizard Flame Dragon, and Kamen Rider Wizard Machine Winger, the motorcycle. And I also just saw recently too, it looks like Kintaros from Den-O, the not his Imagine form, but Axe form.
Yes, Axe form is also being released.
Yes. So I'm a little debating on getting Cyclone for myself, because I actually got Joker from one of my best friends, my close friend, and so I'm not sure if I want to get Cyclone 2 to go with it. So I'm a little debating myself on that.
Cyclone actually looks really nice from the pictures that I saw of it. It's it basically looks like the normal, like if Cyclone had like two sides to him, except there's only one big difference, is that some of the kind of side panel like linings on him are like white. And it looks really nice, and everything. And it really, I feel like it's a small detail that really brings everything together well.
Yeah, it's definitely really nice. I have to agree with you. I love the white lines. It really complements it really well. So I'm kind of contemplating picking it up. And for people who are saying that why get Cyclone, Kamen Rider Cyclone, when there's the Cyclone, Joker, I know. There's a little difference. Well, the white lines aren't on Cyclone, and he has double scarves, and there's slight differences. I don't know
there's differences. There's enough of a difference to kind of justify it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, so if you are a collection person, if you collect figure arts and want all the double forms, definitely pick it up. It looks really nice, and I think it is released in June for 3,675 yen. Middleman, blah blah blah. Is it a Tamashi?
I'm not sure actually. I can look it up, but as of right now, I'm pretty sure that it's a standard release.
What? Okay, if it's a standard, then I'll pick it up. But I have a feeling it might be a Tamashi, but we'll see. If it's a standard release, then hell, I'll pick it up. So, well, I guess we'll just have to see.
Indeed. But
oh, no, one more thing. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm kind of excited. I know it's not really Japanese toku, whatever, but I'm kind of excited for the Iron Man figure arts and the War Machine because there are Revoltecs of it, but I hear a lot of complaints, someone I know who has the War Machine Revoltec, that it's hard for him to stand because of the guns, so hopefully it'll be made to stand better or whatever. So I'm kind of excited for those. Hopefully they're made out of die-cast metal. That'd be pretty neat.
It would be really cool if they, like, made out of almost complete die-cast. That'd be pretty.
Oh, yeah. They look kind of expensive because War Machine is 5,250 yen, and the Mark 6 Iron Man figure art is 4,725 yen. So possibly hinting to die-cast, maybe completely plastic. I have no clue. So we're just gonna have to see with reviews and whatnot. All right.
That seems pretty expensive. So I'm guessing that that's in fact.
You're gonna pass on those.
Well, maybe. I don't have money as it is, so.
I'm probably gonna. Well, I'm really tempted on the Iron Man. I'm not gonna lie. So we'll see. We'll see.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure that does it for all the news that we have right now. That brings us to the end of the show. Just about. We have one last thing to talk about. We didn't do this last episode, which we probably should have, but, you know, whatever. First of all, we have plugs for our different things. First of all, we'll do my plugs. I'm a Radical Apologist on Tumblr, and every week on Saturday I do Kamen Rider streams. Recently we've been watching the newest episode in line with Kamen Rider Wizard, and we just started Kamen Rider Kuga last week. So, if you're interested at all, just come to my page. It's in the sidebar on our Kamen Rider Spirit Podcast Tumblr, which will be linked in the description. And that's pretty much it. How about you, Tay?
Pretty much for me, it's just my Tumblr. I don't want to die. I'll put it in this description because I don't want to spell it out on here.
It's also on the side of the main Tumblr.
Oh, the main Tumblr? Yeah, okay, so, yeah, if you follow the main Tumblr for Kamen Rider Spirits, it's there, and regardless, it'll be in the description. I don't want to die, and I just post regular toku things. Another thing I guess I could plug this is, if anyone uses Facebook, I know a lot of people do, I am an admin of Henshin Fever, so if anyone here wants to watch a lot of Kamen Rider shows subbed, you should definitely check out their page because it usually has links to all the Kamen Rider that is subbed out. So if you want to check a certain series out or something and don't want to download it, I mean, I'd rather download it unless you don't have running out of room or just want to watch it ASAP. Definitely check it out. So I think that's pretty much it for mine.
Okay. Pretty much one last thing is that we are taking questions and suggestions for our show. You can put them in the comment section of the YouTube page that this will be hosted on, and also as fan mail or just normal asks on the Kamen Rider Spirit Podcast Tumblr. So if you have anything to ask at all, or any suggestions for us, please put anything that you have there, and we'll get back to you on it as soon as we possibly can. We're both admins on there, so we can both answer things.
Just ask us anything Kamen Rider related, and if you want to ask personal questions and be stalkers, I guess you can do that too, but it's about Kamen Rider.
It has to be about Kamen Rider.
Where does Rad sleep at night? Not this. Alright, I think that about wraps up the show, unless you have any final words or anything.
I think that's about it. There's nothing much else to say. Thank you all for watching. And I
Listening.
think just, listening, the not watchers, the listeners. Thank you all for listening, and have a good day.
All right. See you next week.
See you next week.